From its beginnings, Prodigo has been focused on delivering supply chain solutions to healthcare providers as a healthcare provider. Being part of a large integrated delivery finance network like UPMC, Prodigo is able to use its products, Prodigo Marketplace, Prodigo Buyer, and Prodigo Exchange, across a continuum of services like insurance services, physician services, rehab sites, women care sites, large academic medical centers, small community hospitals, to provide control and compliance for spend to drive cost savings and bottom line revenue for healthcare providing organizations.
UPMC, $10.5 billion IDN located in Western Pennsylvania. We do everything from acute care hospitals to senior living. We have an insurance plan, so we're not only the provider, we're also a payee. We have plenty of doc offices located throughout Western Pennsylvania. We also have some international presence with Palermo is the transplant center in Italy, and we're also managing a hospital in Dublin, Ireland as well. If you go back approximately 7 years ago, you would look at the supply chain organization with inside UPMC and said paper-based invoices, not a lot of real sourcing activities going on. We were basically paper pushers. Prodigo Solutions provided us the tools to actually start transforming the organization to become a world-class supply chain group that was, one, negotiating good contracts, two, very efficient with regards to the people that were employed within supply chain, and actually doing real vendor management and spending time with our customers.
Our focus and our mission is serving the healthcare provider market. We will continue to innovate along with our large client partners in healthcare to drive the change that directors of cardiology, folks that work in the EP lab, clinicians on the floor, nurses at the bedside want and require inside a healthcare supply chain solution. Being part of a large integrated delivery finance network like UPMC, Prodigo is able to use its products, Prodigo Marketplace, Prodigo Buyer, and Prodigo Exchange, across a continuum of services.
If you look at the way users use technology today, you probably have folks at home that are going out on Amazon.com or Zappos.com, they're buying their shoes, they're looking at it, they're looking at the size, they're putting it into a shopping basket, and once they put it into that shopping basket, they check out. Then they come to work the next day and they log on to an archaic system that's character-based. They can't find what they're looking for. There aren't any pictures. There aren't any sizes. And they hope that when they place that order, they end up with what they're looking for. So for us, it was a pretty logical migration by taking our ERP system, our PeopleSoft ERP system, which does everything very well. But what we've done is we've extended the functionality of that actual system to make it user-friendly. We've actually extended the use to those folks that matter. Those are the nurses, the docs, the facility folks, those folks in the hospitals and the folks out there that actually need to order something, have it show up, and get back to their day job.
Prodigo Exchange is focused on delivering exchange services as a provider-driven exchange. This is clearly different than GHX, which focuses in terms of their equity ownership as a vendor-driven exchange. So at Prodigo, we believe in two things: that exchange services are a commodity and should cost what a commodity costs, and in providing the provider community and its vendors with a no-cost method to connect. So whether the vendor connects through their own van or whether they're a low-tech vendor and cannot do electronic commerce, and Prodigo provides the portal service, we are basically enabling the network of providers and their exchange partners without the high cost of a vendor-driven exchange.
Less resources, doing a greater amount of work, making our customers happier than they ever were. That's what it's really done for us.
Procurement in healthcare is different than other industries in a few important ways. Number one, the way that healthcare organizations contract for items is more robust and a little bit wider spread than in other industries. For instance, you have your traditional contracts with manufacturers, but you also will contract through distribution networks typically for the lower volume items. But you also then have contracts with GPOs, or group purchasing organizations, Those contracts are for a litany of items, often causing you to have the same item under contract multiple times. This is done for obvious reasons, namely to try to get the best price. Another interesting challenge and a difference between healthcare and other industries is that the sheer volume of items that you have to contract for. You could have hundreds of thousands or even millions of items that are needed for contracting to cover patient cases, the patient care needs, visitors, regulatory constraints and obligations, and sheer overhead. Buying the right item at the right time is absolutely critical. Being able to search across multiple sources of content is imperative. We at Prodigo Solutions and our team have always believed that one of our objectives is to make it easy to do the right thing. Easy to do the right thing includes being able to search one time across all sources of integrated content to find the right item at the right time at the right price. We believe the Prodigo marketplace is different than other products in a number of very important ways. From my perspective, there are a few very, very important things. Number one, we are healthcare. We come from healthcare. We're not just a software company. We believe that we have the very best search engine in the industry. We understand the importance of integrating all the content into one repository, but not stopping there. We also understand that it's very important to have one search bar, one mechanism to search across all content, regardless of whether it's coming from a supplier website, internal content, even an Excel catalog behind the scenes, to grab the data and present it in front of the user so they can make the right choice. No one else can do that. Also, there really isn't an easier product that you can use from a user interface perspective. We've been told by many of our customers that they don't even need to train their end users how to use our application. And that's important to us. We spent a great deal of time ensuring that a layman who's coming into an organization who needs to buy something can get into our application, buy the right item quickly. And that's very important. And finally, deployments are always custom tailored to the customer. This is not a software application that's installed and we leave. Instead, we'll come in, we'll work with you to solve your needs and your wants, and we'll match those with the software to make sure that we develop an application that works specifically for our customers.